Good morning, everyone. Today I'm gonna repot and rescue this Cattleya orchid. I will put the ID in the subtitle. This one I bought 12 months ago. It grew a little bit, and recently it doesn't grow really well. You can see previously it looks really nice. Some new pseudobulbs are growing out. Almost double the numbers, but then I noticed the leaves are not doing really well, and today I noticed one pseudobulb is rotted, so I think there must be something wrong with the roots. And previously there was a bug I found on the label, so I need to open it, maybe divide it and cut off the dead ones, and then give it a thorough clean, a healthy bath, and then repot them. So let's see what's happening inside. When you notice the leaves and pseudobulbs are not growing bigger or more, and then you notice some dying from the leaves or sheath, probably maybe 80% of the possibility the roots are bad. So it's time to open up. As I took it out of the pot, I noticed that previously the potting mix is drying too fast, so I put a paper tissue in the bottom to help trapping more water in it. So you can see it's already kind of decomposed in the bottom, turning green because of the algae, and that maybe caused too much water and suffocated the roots. And then some pets settle down in it, eating the roots. So now I am going to separate the potting mix, the barks from the roots. And now you can see the roots are all rotted really badly. They are mushy and smell like mushrooms, so you know it's rotted. What I'm going to do is separate the potting mix from the roots, cut off all the dead roots, and wash them, sanitize them, and then repot them. So now I'm going to separate these pseudobulbs because there are too many. And if there's any bad pseudobulbs, I will cut them off. This is much worse than I expected. So bad. Terrible. Some orchids like Cattleya or Dendrobium, they have thinner roots, not like Phalaenopsis or Vanda orchids. And since they're thinner, their capability to hold water is stronger. So if you water them with the same schedule when you water Phalaenopsis or Vanda, they are more prone to rot. But the good thing is the roots growing back really quickly, so even if you cut them all off, they can still grow back. After I washed the roots, the pseudobulbs, the leaves, I soaked them into the solution of potassium permanganate. This is just my usual way to do it. And now after drying them, I'm going to trim all the dead roots off to make sure everything is clean, no dead tissues, and then prepare to repot them in new potting mix, which is just tree barks as well, but cleaner, not the old one. Don't use the old one. When you examine the pseudobulbs and roots, remember where are the new growths coming out. This is important because when you place them in the pot, they need to have space to grow forward. And now I am just removing all the dead tissues, the dead roots, and be careful, don't cut the new growth. And this is the second one. And if you see any pseudobulbs that are very old, basically there are not too many nutrients in it, we can just remove it. After this step and before potting, you need to make sure the bottom of the pseudobulbs, the roots areas, are dry. So I'm using a paper tissue to wipe them. I'm gonna use the same container which I have washed clean. But at this point, you know, there are no roots to anchor, so I have to use a metal stick to tie it on the orchid to give them an anchor when I use the box as the potting mix, so they can be more stabilized, and tap it and make them stable and tight. So same method I'm using on the other one. And this is the final result. They are now looking well, so I will give you an update after a month or so to see if the roots are growing well or not.